Welcome to Power Code Music. In this presentation, we are going to analyze and exploit the Tascam DP series model differences. Tascam was founded in 1971 and launched the home studio recording phenomenon when the company released the Project Studio. What then followed was the Portastudio, which was the first cassette-based multi-track home studio line of products. To say that Tascam is a leader in the multi-track recording home studio market is a major understatement. In 2012, Tascam released the DP24 digital Portastudio, and what followed then was the second generation SD models in 2015. Delivering a quality professional digital unit at an economical price from such a brand leader was another game changer. At the time of this presentation, the Tascam DP series consists of 5 models, which are the DP006, the DP008EX, the DP03SD, the DP24SD, and the DP32SD. Naturally, each model is designed for different user groups. In this presentation, we're going to first look at the features of each model. Then we're going to analyze and exploit that information to understand what makes them different from one another. We'll start with the high-level features of the Tascam DP24SD and the DP32SD units. Now, both units are very similar in functionality, so we're going to look at them together. The DP32SD retails for $649 and appears to be geared more for the home studio that records and produces larger projects, keeping in mind that the term larger projects is a relative term. The DP24SD retails for $499 and appears to be more for the home studio user that records and produces smaller bands and solo artists. With this, let's move on to the features. The DP32 has simultaneous 32-track playback and the DP24 has simultaneous 24-track playback. Both units have 8 mono tracks and 12 mono stereo selectable tracks. They have simultaneous 8-track recording, and what follows that is the sample rate and bit depth for the units. They both have 8 combo jacks and phantom power supplied on all inputs. Both units also have a high impedance input available and stereo RCA outputs. They have 2 effects send outputs and a headphone amplifier. Both units have a remote connector for the optional foot switch and input A through H, and each track is equipped with a 3-pan EQ. Units have automatic punch in and out and various edit functions that include copy insert, copy paste, move insert, move paste, open, cut, silence, clone track, and clean out. Both units also have undo and redo functions with an undo history, and their dynamic effects for each input include the following. The guitar effects also include the following, and they also have a mixdown effects section that includes the following there, and mastering effects that include the following mastering effects. Both units have a track bounce function and a virtual tracks function. They have locate mark functionality up to 99 marks per song, and they both have file transfer via USB 2.0, and they have chromatic tuners and metronomes. The DP32 has 21 faders and the DP24 has 19 faders. Both units have a peak hold function on the level meter of the LCD, and they have subframe editing. They also have dedicated AC adapters as well. Next, we have the high-level features of the Tascam DP03SD. This unit retails for $319 and appears to be geared more for the mobile musician who wants to produce finished projects on the go and collaborate with digital audio workstation users. Let's take a look at the features of this unit. This is an 8-track digital Portastudio that uses SD cards as a recording media. This multi-track recorder's functions include simultaneous 2-track recording and 8-track playback, and what follows is the sample rate and bit depth. It has 9 faders, and each track has independent reverb and pan adjustments. The inputs on 2 channels are standard 1/4-inch TRS jacks and XLR connectors, basically combo jacks. The XLR connectors can also supply phantom power. The unit has built-in microphones that can record mono tracks separately or a stereo track together. It also has a high impedance guitar input that's supported. The graphic display is 128 by 64 pixels, and the unit has independent 2-band equalizers that can be used on each input and playback track. Also, the unit has mixed down to a dedicated master track functionality, and mastering effects can be used on mix downs of master tracks. The reverb effect can also be adjusted independently for each playback track, and automatic punch in and punch out is available. The unit has track bounce functions as well as track editing, which include copy, move, open, cut, silence, clone, and clean out. Undo and redo functions exist, including a multi-undo. The unit has locate mark functionality and tuner and metronome functions. Now, WAV files and backed up songs on the FAT partition of the SD card can be moved and copied to a PC connected via USB. Punch in and out and other functions can be assigned to and controlled by a foot switch. Now we'll check out the features of the Tascam DP008EX. This unit retails for $299 and appears to be more for the mobile musician who wants a simple idea platform that supports enough tracks for a more comprehensive demo. Let's take a look at the features of this unit. This is a portable 8-track recorder that can record 2 tracks simultaneously and play back up to 8 tracks. It uses 2 GB SD cards with CD quality recording at the following sample rate and bit depth. Built-in omnidirectional stereo condenser mics are included, and guitars and basses can be directly connected to the 2 mic line inputs. Independent level, pan, and reverb knobs are included for each track, and a wheel allows for rapid location to specific points. You can set and use in and out points for repeat playback and editing, and separate stereo master track in addition to 8 independent tracks exist. The unit has a bounce function as well as punch in and punch out functionality. Track editing functions are included, such as duplicating and deleting recorded tracks, partial clearing and deletion, and silence insertion. Recording and editing operations can be undone and redone. The unit also includes tuner and metronome functions. You can transfer files to PCs connected via USB 2.0 to backup and restore songs, and you can import and export stereo WAV files to stereo tracks. You can also export stereo masters as stereo WAV files. The unit operates on 4 AA batteries, or you can use an AC adapter. Last but not least, we'll check out the features of the Tascam DP006. This unit retails for $149 and appears to be more for the economical mobile musician who wants a tool to catch their most basic ideas quickly and easily in the field. Let's check out the features of the unit. This is a portable 6-track multi-track recorder. 2 tracks of simultaneous recording and 6 tracks of simultaneous playback are available. Tracks 3 and 4 can be set individually for use as either stereo or mono tracks. The unit uses 2 GB SD cards with CD quality recording with the following sample rate and bit depth. Built-in omnidirectional stereo condenser mics are available, and 2 mic line inputs are included with standard TS jacks. Guitars and basses can be connected directly to the input A. Independent level and line knobs are available, along with a wheel that allows rapid location to specific points. You can set and use in and out points as you like for repeated playback and editing, and separate stereo master track in addition to 6 independent tracks are also available. The unit has a bounce functionality that allows you to record more than 6 tracks, and it also has a punch in and punch out function. Track editing is included, and they support duplicating and deleting recorded tracks, partial clearing and deletion, along with silence insertion. Recording and editing operations can be undone and redone. The unit also has tuner and metronome functionality. Now you can transfer files to PCs connected via USB to backup and restore songs, and you can import and export stereo wave files to stereo tracks. The unit operates on 4 AA batteries or an AC adapter, and I almost forgot to mention, you can export stereo masters as stereo wave files. The unit also has built-in threads for tripod mounting. Finally, we'll now analyze the differences between the DP series models. What you see on your screen is a matrix of 6 different columns. The first column is the specification columns, and then what follows are the columns that include all of the models in the DP series along with the related data. What we're going to do is start with the specifications column and go down that column row by row and compare all of the model differences. So we're going to start with the specifications column with the first row, which is the simultaneous recording tracks. The DP32 and the DP24 both have 8, and the rest of the models in the series, which is the 03 and the 008 and the 006, have 2. Moving down to simultaneous play tracks. The DP32 is 32, the 24 has 24, of course the DP03SD has 8, the 008 has 8, and the 006 has 6, respectively. Moving down to virtual tracks. The DP32 and the DP24 both have 8 virtual tracks. None of the rest of the model series have virtual tracks. Moving down to sample rate. The DP32 and the DP24 have a switchable sample rate. The DP03, 008, and 006 all have a fixed sample rate of 44.1 kilohertz. Moving down to the bit depth in the specifications column. The DP32 and the DP24 have a switchable bit depth of 16-bit and 24-bit. The rest of the models in the DP series all have a fixed 16-bit depth. Moving down to the display. The DP32 and the DP24, they have a 3.5-inch TFT color display. They're the same. The DP03 has a graphic display. The DP008 and the DP006 both have LCD displays. Moving down in our specifications column to the effects. The DP32 and the DP24's effects are identical. The DP03 and the DP008, their effects are identical. The DP006 has no effects. Moving down to the next row, which is editing. The DP32 and the DP24's editing functionality is identical. The DP32SD and the DP008's effects are, editing, are comparable, but the 008 seems to also have like a insertion as well. And the most basic of editing is your DP006. Moving down to the EQ. The DP32 and the DP24 both have 3-band EQ. The 03 and the 008 both have 2-band EQ. The 006 does not have EQ. Moving down in the specifications column to compression. The DP32 and the DP24 both have compression along with the 03 and the 008. The 006 does not have compression. Next we have remote capabilities. The DP32, the DP24, and the DP03SD all have the capability to use a remote foot switch, and they all use the same model of foot switch. The 008 and the 006 do not have remote foot switch capabilities. Moving down to phantom power. The DP32 and the DP24, along with the 03SD and the 008, all have phantom power on various inputs. The 006 does not have phantom power. Moving down to mic preamps on the next row. The DP32 and the DP24 both have 8. The rest of the models in the model series all have 2. Analog inputs is next. The DP32 and the DP24's specs in this area are identical. The DP03SD and the DP008 are comparable, but the 008 is a little bit different when you check out the specs there. And your most basic, of course, again, which is going to be different, is your DP006. Moving down to the analog outputs. The DP32 and the DP24 are identical. The DP32SD and the 008 are comparable, but a little bit different there. And your most basic, again, is going to be your 006, which is going to be different. Moving down to your built-in microphones. Your DP32 and your DP24 do not have built-in microphones. The rest of the models in the model series do. And check them out again, because the 008 and the 006 have omnidirectional mics, and the 03SD looks to just have a stereo condenser. Now, moving down to faders. Here we'll have a difference between the DP32 and the DP24. DP32 has 20 faders. The DP24 has 18 faders. And the 03 has 9, the 08 has 8, and the 006 has no faders. Now we move down in our specifications column to power. All units have, or should I say, run on AC power adapter. They use an AC power adapter. Now, the 008 and the 006 also allow you to use 4 AA batteries. They are the only 2 units in the model series that allow that. The rest do not. And finally, we have our height, depth, width, and weight. And you'll notice that the DP32 and the DP24 specifications in this area are identical. The 03SD is a little smaller than its bigger siblings, and the 008 is even smaller than the 03SD, and the 006 is the smallest unit in the model series. So there you have it. All of your model series differences listed out for you in the model series. In summary, a con with the DP series is that the first generation DP24 and 32 units had MIDI ports, but Tascam removed that functionality on the second generation SD units. In my opinion, this crippled the newer SD units. At this time, DP series units don't offer any MIDI functionality whatsoever outside of using an external audio sync tone process like SMPTE or Smart FSK. The number of channels, tracks, and features on each product model targets a specific group or the individual or mobile home studio user. Now, it's important to note that Tascam appears to have designed the DP series units to be economical standalone digital multi-track mixers and recorders for the PC-phobic musician first and foremost. Lastly, all DP series units leave the door open for users to work in either a standalone hardware recording mode or along with a digital audio workstation by way of importing and exporting WAV files. Well, that's a wrap. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up and click the subscribe button on your screen now to join our group. We have new videos coming out every 7 to 14 days, and we would love to have you be a part of our team. Also, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about this video, and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. Also, while you're here, listen to some of the music, check out some of the videos. Let us know what you think about that too, especially the playlists. They're designed just for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you soon.